to be in the dark about supersizing your business. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. To be in the dark or to keep someone in the dark is our idiom for supersize your business today. It is from the late 1600s, and it of course means to be uninformed, to be ignorant, to be kept unapprised or uninformed about something that's probably important to you. My dad used to tell a story and a joke when we were little girls about he was just a mushroom. He was the only man in our family, the only male in our family. We had 4 sisters and my mom. And so he always felt like he was outnumbered. And we only told him what we wanted to tell him, especially as we got to be older and as teenagers. When we were little girls, not so much, but as teenagers for sure. So he would tell the joke that he was just a mushroom and we kept him in the corner and we fed him a little, poop every once in a while because that's what fertilizers and helps mushrooms grow is in decay and things like that. And so he thought that that was a fun joke, but he felt like we kept him in the dark about certain things. And, about a lot of things as a bunch of girls, we didn't want him to know everything, right? That was necessarily going on with us. Now, when it comes to growing and supersizing and building our businesses, we don't really want to be like a mushroom. We don't want to be kept in the dark. We want to know that the people around us are keeping us informed about anything that's important as we're growing and building and supersizing our business. People withholding information, they'll withhold information or not tell us things because they're afraid. If we make them afraid to tell us bad news, guess what? People will stop telling us bad news. Or if we punish people for bringing bad news or bringing doom and gloom or negativity, they won't speak up anymore. People withhold information because they don't know better, because of ignorance. There's that whole, and I don't remember who the author was that described it, but it's, not a singular person's concept, but our different levels of awareness with respect to known, unknown, knowable, and unknowable aspects of growing and building our businesses and of life in general. But there are things that are unknowable. It's not certain how people are going to respond to our products and services, right? We have to test it and find out in order to know how people respond to the things that we're offering. So there's that whole aspect of to be in the dark. Some things require learning and testing and trial and error to determine what the best course of action is. This idiom also reminds me that we need to be cognizant and pay attention to our information sharing policy. What do we share information about in our organization? How open are we with industry information, industry secrets, financial information, policies and procedures? Everybody ought to know all the policies and procedures in my organization and how we do things, or we're going to get in trouble, right? And everybody, in my opinion, their job should be continually improving those policies and procedures and systems so that we're serving the people that we serve internally and externally to our business better and better all the time. But it's up to us to decide how much information do we want to share? What is taboo information we don't share? I remember in corporate America, you were reprimanded if you ever shared financial information with other people, even up to and including your own salary, what you made. They didn't want us to know what each other were making, which is a little creepy, but it just goes to tell you that in organizations there is bias toward what people make and don't make, and they don't want other people knowing that that bias is there. So you get to decide those things as long as you're building your own business. How do we make sure that we are not being kept in the dark about things? Number one, we ask a lot of questions. We be curious about things. We realize that we don't know what we don't know. We don't even know what we don't know we need to know until we open our minds and expand and try to figure out the things that we need to know to be and create what we want in the world. But I think asking a lot of questions, always being learning, staying open to information, realizing that every industry, or at least everyone I've experienced thus far in my life and career, has a light side, a positive side. They also have a negative side and an underbelly to those industries and those most organizations, sadly but true as well, because every human being has a light side and a dark side, and depending on what side of us is fed and given attention to, that's what shows up in the world. We like to think, and I naively like to think and believe, that everybody on the planet wants to make the world a better place. But there are people that put themselves above other people, above morals and values and honesty and integrity. We just don't have to choose to be one of those people. But they exist in every industry, in every occupation, in every corner of the universe. Good and evil exists. And it exists, it's hard to admit, but inside each and every one of us. It's up to us to decide. I like that story. Which wolf do you feed? Do you feed the wolf? I think it's an old tribal story. Do you feed the wolf that is negative, or do you feed the wolf that's positive? I say let's feed our positive wolves and all work together to make the world a better place, because we can get whatever we want by helping other people get what they want, not by harming other people. All right, that's our idiom for today. To be in the dark, to be kept in the dark. Have you ever been kept in the dark about anything? I certainly have, and had some real shockers throughout my life and career, but those are lessons learned, and I pile them onto the lessons learned category, and I look for things to make sure I don't fall into those little pitfalls and traps going forward in my life. All right, have an awesome day. I will, of course, be with you tomorrow. Share what you know about this idiom if you've been kept in the dark or have a great story about being kept in the dark. I would love to hear those. Most of mine are personally very embarrassing, which is why I'm not sharing them today. Have an awesome day, and I'll be with you tomorrow. Bye.